everyone, it's Alice, and today I'm going to show you all of the lovely books I got in the past month. Some of these I got myself, some of them I got for Christmas, which was very exciting. I actually usually don't get books for Christmas because I think that the people in my life don't really know what to get for me, which I kind of understand, but I got some this year and I'm super excited to read them. And then I got a bunch of books myself because I'm me. We're going to start with fiction, and the first one I've got is this absolutely gorgeous book called Winter Tales, and this is written by Don Casey and illustrated by Sanna Goldhawk. This is a collection of fairy tales from all around the world retold by this author, and it is beautifully illustrated throughout. And I've only very quickly flipped through this book, but it looks absolutely amazing, and I think this is going to be such a treat to read. I then picked up two books in a series, so we have got The Girl in the Tower and The Winter of the Witch, both by Catherine Arden. This is the second and the third book in the Winter Night trilogy. The first book is The Bear and the Nightingale, and I read that book I think about a year ago, and I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was time to continue on with the series. In the first book, we meet this young woman who lives in this rural village in the Russian wilderness, and in this book there are these house spirits and forest spirits and all kinds of spirits that this girl can see, and it's common to sort of make sacrifices to these creatures and they sort of protect you from evil. But then a priest comes to town and trouble ensues when people are not allowed to make sacrifices to these creatures anymore, and so evil creeps in. It's such a wonderful book. I really enjoyed the first one. It was really magical and just wonderful, so I'm really excited to see where these books will bring us. Next, we have got a mystery, because it wouldn't be a book haul without one, so I picked up The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. This is a crime thriller set in a peaceful retirement village where four unlikely friends meet weekly to discuss sort of unsolved mysteries, and then I think a murder happens nearby and they sort of get involved in it somehow. And I just love the idea of that, these four pensioners going after a murderer. I just think that sounds fantastic. Last of the fiction, I was very kindly sent a book by a Norwegian publisher, and it is Nattsangeren by Johanna Mo. The reason I'm interested in this book is that this author is apparently a rising crime author star in Sweden, which is very exciting. The book is about this woman who is a police investigator, and she returns to her hometown after her father has died, and I think she hasn't been home for over a decade, and I think she moves back and she somehow gets involved in this case of a missing boy, and I just love the idea of this island community that's really small and everyone knows everyone. I love those types of mysteries. Moving on, we have got a whole bunch of nonfiction, and the first one I picked up I got because a lot of you guys have recommended it to me, and it is Say Nothing by Patrick Radden Keefe. This is a history and true crime book about the Troubles in Ireland, which I very vaguely remember learning a little bit about in school, but I really don't know a whole lot about it, so I'm very excited to learn. I think this sort of takes a look at the Troubles in general, but also focuses on the murder of a woman who was the mother of 10 kids or something, which sounds absolutely heartbreaking. Another book I got on recommendation from some of you is Endurance by Alfred Lansing. I've mentioned several times that I love history adventure books, and some of you guys said that this was a really good one, so I obviously had to get it. This takes a look at the harrowing tale of Ernest Shackleton, who in I think 1914 tried to reach the South Pole, and that sounds pretty awesome. Next, I picked up Agent Sonia by Ben McIntyre. I read The Spy and the Traitor by this author this year, and I loved that book. It's one of the best nonfiction books I think I've ever read. So I figured I would try to read some more of his work, and this one is about this female spy during the Cold War, and I think that sounds amazing, and I'm really, really excited about it. Then I got the massive beast that is A Promised Land by Barack Obama. I feel like I probably don't really need to talk about this that much. This is Obama's memoir, and although it is massive, I'm sure it's gonna be very interesting because he's an interesting guy. The last 3 books I got are all in Norwegian, and the first one is Theyselva by Helene Uri. This translates to Who Said What, and it is a book about feminism and language, and I'm really excited to read this book, especially because the friend who gave this to me said that she couldn't wait to discuss this book with me, which I'm already really looking forward to. Second to last, we have got The Norske Nazi-eliten by Ola Karlsen. This translates to the Norwegian Nazi elite, and it's all about the Nazis and what they did in Norway during the Second World War and their great abuse of power. And I asked for this for Christmas because I kind of want to learn more about Norway during the Second World War, and this is apparently a really good book to read for that. Lastly, I got Frida by Nina F. Grünfeld. This is also about the Second World War, and it's about the author's grandmother and her whole life and how she was Jewish and she was a sex worker, and it's about what happened to her during the Second World War and her journey of, I think, coming to Norway and becoming one of the country's leading psychiatrists, which sounds absolutely fascinating. Okay everyone, those are all the books that I had to show you today, and as always, I would love to know if you have gotten any exciting new books lately and what they're about. And as always, links to my Patreon and other social media will be in the description, and I will see you all very soon. Bye!